My topic.
Oh.
Colin Moriarty. We mentioned at the beginning of the show. We had gone to this PlayStation experience. I acted like the president. People fawned all over you. They loved you.
I wouldn't go that far, but
they took photos of you. They took autographs from you.
I tried to let you soak it up.
They hugged you.
Yeah.
I soaked up as much as I could. Calm down there. What I want to know is to open it from the table. I want everyone to talk about what they think of Vegas and Vegas stories. Colin, you can begin.
I fucking hate Las Vegas. Now, the thing about Vegas is that I'm really happy it exists. It's kind of like personified. Nevada itself is kind of like libertarian land, which is great. I mean, you can sleep with a prostitute there if you want, and you can gamble, and you can do whatever you want. I mean, that's great. But Las Vegas itself is just a fucking bizarre place. I'm never comfortable when I'm there. Like, I'm always just like this. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is.
Because there's no windows, there's no clocks.
Yeah, like you don't have to ever go outside. I'll tell you later. I have this ingenious idea that I told Greg about for a TV show.
I mentioned it to Nick.
Oh, okay.
To start bringing him up to speed.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that.
Kind of Funny gets big enough. This will be our first TV show.
Okay. But it's a stroke of genius. This idea. So maybe one day you guys will see it out there. But I just don't like being there. I like gambling every once in a while. My favorite thing about it is I just walk around and smoke. Like I bought a pack of like a 5-pack of Black & Miles, and I just walked around casinos and just smoked them. Yeah. It was awesome. But I just don't like it. Yeah, I don't get good. I think I've been there like 3 times. I
used to be like you. So my Vegas love has kind of gone full spectrum. When I first used to go, it was when I was younger, when I was like 20, 19, 21, whatever. And you'd go for bachelor parties then, but you couldn't afford anything. So you'd have to go to like the free bars or places where not a lot of
free bars,
like bars you can get into for free.
There's no cover.
Charge.
Gotcha.
Where the riffraff can come in with their Daisy Dukes and gym shoes.
The bars in Vegas that have no lines are generally the bars that you don't want to go to.
Yeah.
But you'd have to go to those. So I always kind of had this idea, this vision of Vegas that I was like, it's just kind of a place that I just don't enjoy because I can't afford any of the fun things like bottle service, things like that. I'm never going to pay for that stuff. It's a waste of money. Then I started going for the industry because there was a lot of, if you guys remember, like back in the day, there was a lot of stuff. You would fly to Vegas for, UFC, the UFC game, or Rainbow Six, was in Vegas once, right? And they had the big launch party there and stuff like that. So you could go to cover that stuff. CES as well.
It was the porn convention.
The porn convention.
We don't
not part of the industry, but
not part of the video game industry.
We made videos there.
Because CES was across the street from it.
Yeah, but we still did videos there, guys.
Okay.
Of course we did.
All right.
I'm not going to get into your private videos that you do when you Tinder people. A
lot of Tinder hate from him today.
I know, man.
I'm jealous because I can't do it.
You could.
Some
birds.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Make a fake profile.
What would
make
my
one for
No, let's not. No. As genius an idea that is, we were just talking about this. Like, so there was a dating site that came up recently. It's
Farmers Only.
I don't remember what it's called. It's just for dudes with beards.
Beardo.
And then someone was like, everyone at work was like, dude, Nick needs to get on this. Like, oh my God, Nick would be the face of this site. And then they're like, oh, you guys should make a web series out of this, of just Nick going on dates with people on this site. And it's just like,
what a mean thing to do.
And I was just like, no, like this is it. This is testing the limits of Nick Scarpino. And I don't think it's gonna end
Tindering
well.
would be no harm, no foul, because you're just swiping and swiping, right? And that's it.
Yeah, you're swiping and swiping until someone matches you, and you're just like, oh, that's an option.
Oh,
so that's the thing. It's the options.
Yeah, I don't think
Nick
that
has unlimited options.
Oh yeah,
anyone in the world would sleep with this man, guy or woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I shouldn't have those options. It's just bad. Just don't put yourself in that position.
Yeah, options are bad.
A fake account would be pretty fun though. What would my name? We'll have to come up with a cool name.
Dick Finkelstein.
That's gonna be a hard name.
Don't tell people my alter ego. There was a time when I used to sign on to things like I used to have a YouTube account and like a Reddit account called Dick Finkelstein.
Yeah.
Just so
now I'm going to Reddit and finding all the posts of Dick Finkelstein.
There wasn't many because I try to be that guy. I'm like, maybe if I have an alter ego, I can be mean and like say what's like random stuff and just flame like the comment sections of everything every place I go. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, I can't do this.
Maybe I'd alter if I had a secret identity. I'd flame comments.
Well, you know what I mean, because like
and be that guy.
When you get bad YouTube comments or you see someone that's being stupid in the comments, your first instinct is like, let's mess with this guy. Yeah. Then it's counterproductive and doesn't do anyone any good. But Dick Finkelstein,
it's pretty.
Dick would have done it.
Dick would have done it.
Yeah.
Dick would have been all up in that.
All up in that Finkelstein.
So the industry parties were fun in Vegas. But they were always a little bit sad because it would be like 300 dudes, and then like 5 girls that were paid to be there, not from like a prostitute standpoint, but from like a we're working the
Booth
party
babe
or like their
standpoint.
booth babes or something like that. And so you would have fun, but it was also every once in a while you'd take a look around and be like, this is sort of a made up fun.
Yeah.
This is like a big company that's like just throwing an event so we can see the game and like or games or whatever the showcase is, and you know it's in Vegas and it's cool, but these are all just the coworkers that I see on an everyday basis in San Francisco, and I'd rather be in San Francisco partying with them, just because it's like way less of a flight. Then I actually the first time I went to Vegas with my well, you know what I mean.
Greg just did that thing where he's like, I'm not going to say anything about what Nick just said,
both
but
just do
everyone
that thing.
knows.
Then I went to Vegas for the first time with my wife, and that's when I actually had fun for the first time. So all the pretense of like what Vegas is supposed to stand for, but Vegas is supposed to stand for the taboo, right? It's supposed to stand for like you can do anything with anyone and whatever.
You can watch Britney shows.
Oh, you can go see Britney.
Penn and Teller.
She's crushing it. Wow. Are they slow jacking?
I was to the Penn and Teller show. Thanks for
Wow.
spelling it out.
Well, Jesus. And then the bachelor party started.
Yeah.
And that was a whole other different.
And now these are bachelor parties with money.
Now these are bachelor parties when you're above, over the age of 30 and you've got some savings and you can do some serious damage to your savings account
To
when you
your body.
go and your body and your psyche.
Yeah.
Because it messes with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those
Does
are
it mess
fun.
with your psyche?
You're partying and you're around like young people.
Going back to the whole options thing. Remember I was talking about options and
Yeah.
how they're bad? Yeah. They're bad. That's where they're bad.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
where they're worst.
I've been at bachelor parties where you've got basically a group of guys who are making decent salaries who are like, let's put as much money in this as there needs to be in order to put out a certain vibe, right? And that vibe is
What baller feels like.
if you come up here, you could just drink free and do whatever and hang out and it's fun. And
If you don't have a shirt on.
well, I wasn't gonna go that far.
Well,
Wait, do the
That's
guys
never-
not have to have shirt on?
but, I didn't have
No
shirt
one
on
had
either.
shirts
Okay,
on.
no shirts.
just
So
a
it's a
shirtless
shirtless.
party.
It's a top. It's a
That's a
topless
lie.
party.
There was shirts.
There were shirts actually.
Yes.
I made shirts.
Custom made shirts.
Oh, we're back to let Nick Scarpino throw you a bachelor party.
Yeah, but yeah, those are always fun. So if you go with a group of people who actually want to shell out cash, Vegas can be a blast. But yeah, it's not fun until that point.
I was falling in the middle. The PlayStation experience was nice from the expo side of it. I enjoyed that everything's inside of the hotel, or attached. All the hotels are attached to each other for the most part, so you can come down from your room, get over to the event easy. It's not like PAX or something, PAX is pretty easy too. But like PAX East, where you got to come down, get a cab, go over there. You're late already. There's traffic. All that was removed from it. But like, I've never had I've been to Vegas a couple times, only for work trips. This would be I'm gonna say I've gone 3 times. I remember the UFC trip. There was another trip in there I don't remember, and then this one. And this would be the first one where I was like, oh, I have money. I could gamble. And I'm like, I'm not really going to gamble. I don't know how, nor do I want to. I bet on the Mizzou game. That was a huge waste of money, as you'd expect. God damn it. But there was like that little bit of it. And then so outside of it was just drinking. Everybody always talks about the food in Vegas. I've gone to the buffets before. They're not just buffets.
Yeah.
The
Whatever.
buffets suck, but there's great restaurants there, man.
Sure, I went to a great steakhouse, but it's a great steakhouse. Like, everywhere has a great steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that's like, rare. Same
Oh,
thing.
is that the double entendre?
We went to Public House there, a restaurant.
Well
they
done,
couldn't even
Greg.
fucking
Well
they
done.
couldn't even come to figure out how to fucking service.
Damn.
We had to leave.
That was good.
Yeah, I heard you.
All right. It'd be nice if you gave me like some
Medium
sort of-
rare. I don't know why we're just saying the same stuff.
The joke's already been made.
I don't want to.
There was a hot dog place.
I don't want to sit next to him anymore.
Yeah.
There was a hot dog
Please
place
switch.
over in Collins. In his thing, I got all excited with Chicago style hot dogs. I got an Italian beef. It was all right. I mean, I wasn't expecting Portillo's Italian
No,
beef
definitely
here.
not. I ate
Right
that like
at
7
Nick
times,
Scarpino. But by the way, we need to talk about this. This should have been a topic.
congrats.
Time out.
Yeah.
Should we congratulate him now?
Yes, we should.
Congratulations to the other Nick Scarpino.
Everyone knows that Nick Scarpino here, the producer/seducer, has a Twitter, and it's at Nick_Scarpino.
_Scarpino.
We've talked before on this show about at Nick Scarpino.
Yes.
No underscore.
He is the better version of me.
He's a great looking dude. He's got a really good looking profile picture. He wears a suit. He worked at Google. He had his life together. And every so often, you'd say something. We'd make a joke about switching the accounts. Our good friends here, the best friends watching the show, would then tweet at Nick Scarpino. And then at Nick _ Scarpino would have to try to call the dogs off or whatever. At Nick Scarpino was always like, it's great. I don't mind. I should come on the show sometime. We're like, you should. You're great.
He's had a great sense of humor about the whole thing.
Yeah, you actually talked to him like, can I have the name? And he's like,
I hit him
no.
up
And you're
once, and I was like, hey, if you are you going to use this? Whatever. If not, can we switch accounts? And he very politely declined, which I expected. Because I wouldn't give it up either. It's a great name.
He got there first. Good for him.
He
He's a marketing guy
he had
too.
foresight.
He's a marketing guy. His name's a big deal. Today I get a tweet out of the blue from one of the best friends out there, one of our kind of funny best friends, saying, "Did you see that at Nick Scarpino is going to work for Portillo's?" And I responded, "What?" At Nick Scarpino. Then I clicked on his profile name and went through. He's leaving Google to go be marketing for Portillo's, like in charge of marketing for Portillo's. I don't understand how the fucking universe works. That this is our life.
Yeah.
That I randomly meet this dude, start working with him, become best friends, start a show and a business together. Then there's this other Nick Scarpino connected to Google, which I always thought was weird enough. We make our business on YouTube. Well, Google owns YouTube. That's weird. Whatever. That's weird. We'll stop bugging you. And now he goes to work for Portillo's, my favorite restaurant. Named my dog after it. Almost got kicked out filming a video there. Getting linked right here by Kevin.
Technically got kicked out.
We technically
after that.
I was gonna say technically we didn't get kicked out. They just threatened to call the police if we continued to film, and then we went inside and ate our
Number
food.
7, you're now in heaven.
That's true. It's
Number 9,
pretty.
you're doing a dime.
There are.
Number 9, you're fucking dead.
We're gonna tase you to death. There are some interesting alignments of the stars on this one, right? Where sometimes
I just don't understand how this can happen.
I just look for signs sometimes. I just want there to be a sign that tells me that I'm doing the right thing in life, right? Wouldn't that be much easier if there was just like you hit sort of a milestone and someone pops out and says you did the right thing, or go back and turn left there or whatever. This is sort of this is some sort of weird kismet sign that we are in the right place.
We're doing
at the
things
right
right.
time.
Yeah.
We're on the right
This
track.
is correct.
Yeah,
Right. There's another at Nick Scarpino. He is dashingly good looking, just like this one. And he's wildly successful, like I hope to be. And this is amazing.
Here's what I want to toss out. Next year, Halloween, you go as at Nick Scarpino.
I have to shave the beard. He's a baby face.
I know. And then you poof your hair up a little bit, and then you wear a suit, and then we get a piece of cardboard and put it behind you that's purple.
I'm fine with this, only if I can then go into a business meeting that he was supposed to be at and just act like him and see if anyone gets it.
Everyone will. No one will get it.
I like how you say act like him, as if you could do that.
I imagine he's a cross between me and James
And
Bond.
Christopher Walken probably.
Walken.
You'll have to figure it out.
Guys. Pillows. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I was
Be
looking for
good.
more.
I see pictures of you every once in a while without your beard, and I remember that Nick, and you look like a different person to me.
I do.
That Nick Scarpino is the more devil to me. The more devilish Nick Scarpino that reminds me of when we were much younger and
the unbridled
drank
Nick
a lot.
Scarpino.
Yeah, I was a little smoother, like in both in format and function.
I just that you is like almost another Nick Scarpino, a third Nick Scarpino.
We didn't know that Nick Scarpino as well.
He seems like he was so long ago.
He was.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
It was like 4 or 5 years. It was like 2 years ago before the beard came into effect.
Yeah, I honestly feel like I did know that Nick Scarpino, like it just in a different way. Nick and I used to hang out with a huge group of people all the time. I was with Nick quite often, actually.
We had like a wrecking crew for a while there.
Yeah.
We would just show up at places with like 30 people.
But now look, but that was when
2008, 2009.
That's when you thought he was invulnerable. Like
Yeah,
now
the first time.
Now we know how we know he's he's a human being like us.
I am.
The first
He has
time
his
Nick
good days,
the
his
first
bad days.
the first time Nick met Cheryl, we were at a Halloween party. It was 2008.
I love this story.
At Nate's old place in the Haight.
Yeah.
And he just like totally hit on my girlfriend.
Yep.
But he told me he was gonna do it. I was like, all right, I guess.
think
That was like the Nick I knew back then.
I think I told
Oh
you.
no, that's the Nick. That Nick
While
didn't
I
go
was
anywhere. That Nick went absolutely nowhere.
He's gone, Tim.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
know.
Tell that
I do
to
think
my
that-
best friend's girlfriend, who every time you see her, which has not been many times, it's that
Wait, which best friend?
Current. You'll talk to Current and be like, "Hey, I'm hitting on your
Current's wife
girlfriend." It's not wife, but it's
Close
just
enough.
like,
They
they
live together and they're talking about getting a car and planning babies.
They
in
got the
car.
dog. They got the dog. His name is
it's good
Raja,
it's
named
good of a
after
ring.
the tiger from Aladdin. And he's
Raja?
the best. He's a little corgi.
Okay.
Side note: I need like 5 minutes of your time this weekend at
Okay.
either a Target or a Toys R Us Because I got to buy Mike Ransky's kid a present,
Okay.
and all she likes is Junior Disney, whatever the hell
I'm
that
super
means.
down for that.
Okay.
Also,
her
everyone
Disney
on Instagram, go follow Raja the Rascal.
No, don't do this.
Yes.
Don't follow this dog.
He's the fucking best dog ever.
Is he a little corgi?
My dog is in the room,
He's
Tim.
the second best dog ever.
Portillo's
I'm sure
looking at me right now.
dog's way better than Portillo.
Portillo, attack. Attack Portillo.
Portillo,
Portillo, stop.
Come on.
Portillo,
Come on,
just
Come on.
stare. Stare at Portillo. He's just like this.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. That's adorable.
And just read the
There's
caption.
something about
That's
there's
a really
something
cute
about
dog.
He's a good dog. He's
Well,
a good dog.
this is a
Oh my
puppy store,
god,
right?
that's a lot of hashtags.
That's the best thing about puppies is that they'll fall asleep anywhere. And you can move them around. They can do whatever you want. They're the
Yeah.
cutest then.
That's wait, what is this? Oh, they're buying a Christmas tree. The that's a superfluous use of
the hashtag.
But see, that's how you get big on the Instagram.
yeah.
phone is so
He got
Instagram's
featured on
all
Corgi Nation.
There you go. See how many likes does it have now?
What's it called?
Yeah. Okay. How
Raja?
many? You read the
Wait,
number.
no, oh, just him? He has. Oh, it's loading. We're getting the loading here. 310
Likes?
followers.
Oh, I said likes on the image
On-
that
on
got
that
featured
picture?
on Corgi Daily or whatever.
Oh,
that
I
was.
don't know.
How do you say it?
hard to
What is
find.
it called?
How do you mean you
Raja the Rascal. RAJA.
RAJA.
The.
just like Raja the Wrestling Report? Remember that? Did everybody else go to that? You can still go to Raja.com right now and he gives you all the scoops on what's happening in professional wrestling.
he's a thing.
It was a big time site for me.
Oh my god, this dog's the cutest on the planet.
So
Portillo's
Vegas.
right here.
Vegas.
Yeah, where do you fall on this Vegas train?
How
How many times have you
very
been to Vegas?
very similar stories to what you guys are saying, kind of. Where I think I've been 4 times now. 2
Okay.
for work, 2 for bachelor parties.
Pleasure.
Both bachelor parties were with Nick.
One was his and the other
One was
Eric's.
his. One was Eric Hart's. Both were
Debauchery.
definitely like some of the craziest times of my life. The other times though, not so much crazy.
Yeah.
It's just work. You go. The weird thing about work events in the video game industry is it really doesn't matter where you are, because you go. There's a hotel, there's a convention center, and it's just like there's an airplane to get there.
Yeah.
But like they're all just essentially interchangeable. What's different is if you stay later, like extra days for vacation.
Sure.
Or else, who cares what city it's in? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. And at Vegas,
PAX, E3,
it just smells like
Vegas.
cigarettes. That's
Yeah.
the only difference.
I love it.
And it's hot.
But
It's,
yeah,
it's nice
it
this
is
time
a
of year.
little hot.
This time of year, it's really hot as balls there in the summer.
Yeah.
I went there for DICE, and DICE is one of the like fancier video game convention things.
DICE is funny.
events. Huh?
DICE is a funny convention.
I don't
It's not
like
even a
DICE.
convention. It's more
DICE-
of a...
That's like for our industry people.
DICE
Yeah.
is for old people, and it was not fun for me at all.
Because you're a young guy.
Yeah,
You're
I
the pure
remember
one.
it was that was the event that I met Barbara from Rooster Teeth at, and it was just me and her and a bunch of old people, and we were just chilling. We're like, man, we are out of place here, and they're all cool old people. They're successful as shit old people, but they're old people.
Now
I
you're
should just
you're-
preface that old to Tim is
I was gonna
anything
say
above
you're
30.
You're not sure how far away from 30 you are. What's old defined by?
No, I
for
mean
you.
these were old. Like these are like a lot of people like white hair. It was just all white hair.
Oh geez.
Yeah, it was
everybody
like,
who worked on Atari cartridges.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Like we're talking. Oh, geez. So that was an interesting trip to me. It kind of ruined Vegas. So it's just like, well, this isn't fun. And it was just and Andrew Goldfarb. It was me and Andrew Goldfarb chilling.
And Barbara.
And yeah, but that was only at a couple of parties. But it was just me and Goldie hanging out.
Yeah.
And that was when me and him had a really good bonding moment.
What was it?
We just
raccoon come at one of you?
No, we were just like sitting together in the casino. It was really nice.
Did you
just
gamble at
talk?
all? Or
No,
just
how did
talk?
you
Yeah,
bond?
yeah, what did you
We just
bond over?
talked. We just talked.
Did
We had a
you-
nice
were you
talking
drinking?
moment.
No,
Yeah, we-
these guys weren't drinking.
Yeah, I don't think we
Those
were.
aren't, that isn't the crew.
Oh, yeah,
that's out there
Tim and
getting
Goldfarb.
wasted.
Tim and
Like, back in the-
Goldfarb
knocking
fucking
a few
partying.
back.
Tim used to not want to touch alcohol. He
But
was
yeah, but the bachelor parties, my God, I mean, we've lightly gotten into it before. Like bachelor parties in Vegas, it's the only way to do it.
it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. Throw some money at it.
Mm-hmm.
Get a cabana, preferably an adult pool, and just
That means no kids?
No, it means,
means
topless.
no kids and
No
it's
kids, no
only,
shirts.
Only a couple of them are optional. That's what they call it.
Oh, okay.
Toptional.
That's a big
Optional.
thing in Vegas?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I've never gone to the cool things.
it's only when you do the research. There's only 3 pools in all of Vegas where you can do this. There might only be 2 now because one of them I
Yeah.
think was shutting down.
Just don't go to
There's
the other
the
pools.
pool at the at the Mirage and the pool at the Mandalay Bay,
Mm-hmm.
which is where we stayed for Eric's bachelor party. Are you gonna drink out of that cup when
Yeah,
he's done?
probably. What do I, care?
What you missed about it was that his face was like this, and he was just like, well, I couldn't reach it. Are you
Look how
done?
thirsty he is.
What a labor of.
Cutest dog.
It's
in
just
my
so
hands.
laborious. It's just so laborious for a dog to drink. Like, or
You ever
a
seen it
cat.
in
It's
slow
like, give me a
motion?
break.
It's like they punch
It's
the water
weird.
service and then like try to catch it.
And it's weird. Their tongues do this thing. It's like the opposite of a bowl, and it catches it upside down. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's like you'd think that the water's on top of the tongue. It's actually underneath it, and it like.
How do they do it? Nature. They just serpent suck it out of the water.
Yeah.
Buddy, what'd you do? You got the hiccups.
By the way, what Tim was talking about reminded me of the fact, a little known fact in the gaming industry, I guess by people, publishers and stuff like that, about how much everyone hates fucking preview events.
Yeah.
And when I I hate them. I hate them with every ounce of my being.
Yeah.
And I would rather, I hate being, having to fly somewhere and go somewhere just to see a game. You know?
Yeah.
Why
to my desk.
Why are we doing this?
Send me the bill.
Why are we doing
This
this?
is
Give me
the
a download.
digital.
That's actually the question I
Everything is
asked myself.
digital.
Yeah, every time they're like, you got to go to, Utah.
I think
It
there's
feels
still
like it's
something-
cut back.
It's like, come on.
It's cut back, hasn't it?
It has cut back significantly, from what I can tell. I mean, I haven't
No, I
gone
mean,
on a while.
just
There
the
was
time
a
I've been
time.
at IGN, it's been night and day.
Because the first time I went to Vegas, I had to go to play EA games,
Yeah.
which was fine. It was the first time I played Amalur, which is a fucking awesome game. But we were there for 2.5 days to play 4 games.
Yeah.
It was on Mass Effect 3 was about to come out and stuff, and I'm like, why are we here? You know?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
The most elaborate
Why?
trip I ever went on was Vivendi. It was the Palm Springs trip, and it was
Was it for the 50 Cent Blood on the Sand?
no that was I'm sorry, that takes the cake. That's when we went to Cabo for 50
Yeah,
Cent Blood
hold
on the
on.
Sand and hung out with 50 Cent and his entire crew.
That
went
sounds like a trip you had to go
Off-road
on.
ATVing
Yes, but it wasn't.
with G Unit.
It was. It wasn't. The off-roading wasn't actually a part of the trip. It was just some kid in the house next door that had an ATV, and 50 was like, "Yo, let me ride your ATV." And they were like, "Okay." And none of the guys in G Unit knew how to ride a clutch, do anything with a clutch. So they were just burning this kid's clutch in first gear for 500 feet down the sand.
Oh,
then they'd
G
turn
Unit.
around and they'd come back, and I was like,
G Unit?
I forget who's the kind of older guy.
50
G-Unit.
Cent.
Tony Ayo.
It might have been him. He could not ride this thing at all, and everyone no one could grasp the concept because they weren't motorcycle riders, that this thing had a clutch that you were supposed to pull it in and go through the gears. So this poor kid was like, I can't say no to 50 Cent because he
Yeah,
borrowed my
that's
ATV, but he might be destroying my engine right now. That was a fun trip. That was in Cabo.
It's just so funny to me with preview events because it's going to these places. That's the first time
I flew to Cabo to see one game.
Yeah, that's
50 Cent Blood
what
and
I'm
Sand.
saying. It's a waste of. It's a complete waste of time. And I just envision an entire industry because I think this is the way I am certainly. When we get an email and it's you have to go to blah 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 to see blah blah blah, and I just picture all the editors in the industry just crossing their fingers hoping that no one asks them to go. You know, that's basically the way I picture everyone at the same time sees the email and they're like, "Oh, please don't ask me to go. Please don't ask me to go." It's really one of the great industry disconnects.
I think when
secrets is no one wants to go to these
When the
things.
recession hit and everything happened and THQ fell apart and blah blah blah, I think you saw not those die for sure, but take a huge hit.
Yeah.
Now it's super rare and it's usually Assassin's Creed is in France, so you need to go to France and that. Okay, fine, but it's it used to be every month there was some bullshit.
Yeah,
trip
it's
to go on.
I remember just being like, "Oh God."
Yeah, they flew me out to Florida to cover a wrestling game. They gave me great seats at WrestleMania, and all I did was one interview with CM Punk. That was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we didn't even touch the game. There was no game involved. It was just an interview.
That's what I'm saying. I was always so mad. I'm like,
That by the way, that was THQ and that's why they're out of business.
Yeah.
It's you're wasting my time. That's the thing that really bothers me. It's just show me the game. Even if they want to fly me somewhere and I have to go see something in a quote unquote controlled environment,
Yeah.
pre-alpha state and all. It's fine. Show me game after game after game and game. Let me go back to the airport and be out of here. You know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I always hated. Was you're just
It's
wasting my time. The only reason I bring that up is because we were talking about Vegas, and Vegas reminds me of video
Vegas,
games.
Vegas is where
Yeah.
the more opulent ones were. The UFC events were always cool. I always loved covering that game because you would play the game for 5 minutes, and then you'd get badass seats ringside at a UFC. And back in the day, I used to love UFC. Still
they call
do.
it Octagon side.
Octagon side. I don't think they call it that. Pretty
What
sure
side of
they
the
still call it-
octagon are you on? I'm
Pretty sure
on
they
the
call it
6 side. What are
ringside,
you?
Um,
I'm
on
obtuse
5.
to that.
But the Vivendi trip down in the Parker and Palm Springs was
Are you
the
sure
craziest.
you're
Sierra Online? Excuse me.
Sierra? Thank you. Yes, it's Sierra.
not-
I remember that.
did I
That
say
was
Vivendi?
you did.
I meant Sierra Online.
Yeah, Sierra was.
The last video game trip I did to Vegas, it was just me and Fran. And my God, was that a trip. So Fran Mirabella,
we know him well.
that man. He's a trip. He's fun. He's a character. He loves his hair. And we had to share this room, and it was fine. And then the bathroom
Oh yeah.
had it was just a glass door. So he couldn't hide his morning routine. And oh man, he had some quirks that I just could not believe.
Did he lately? When he gets dressed to go out, at a high level, he dresses like a like a badass, dangerous Cuban drug dealer, where like he'll wear a really expensive like Burberry sport coat, but it's like just the right shade of mint. Like you can tell that he poured over all of the mint sport coats until he found the perfect mint.
But when he
It
looks
is
that
closet.
good,
He looks awesome.
yeah.
I want to look like him, but I even don't have the patience
Yeah.
to like tailor the coat perfectly to my like abdomen and
to my abdomen.
like my abdomen and make sure the shoulder pads are just the right amount of zhuzh.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No,
What do you
that's all he has time for.
What do you think his closet looks like?
I
I
think-
always wonder that because I actually, one of my very first times coming to California, in 2003, I stayed with Fran for a few weeks on his couch. This is like a long time ago when he lived in a totally different place, and he was like editor of IGN Insider or something at that time. And I didn't know him like that. So as I got further on, I realized that over the years I've never really gone to his apartment ever again, and I want to just see
Man.
that closet or closets.
I just want to smell it.
You want to smell it?
Yeah, one
because I
time
just
I
feel like
smelled
I
his
feel like all
luggage.
this clothes. I feel like I put my button downs in my closet, and then like my my coats and my all these kinds of things. I feel like his are actually everything's in order of color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the spectrum, so he's got like a shirt and a belt.
Actually,
and
here's
all
the
these
deal
kinds of
about that, though. I know Fran. He is an eccentric person. I bet he took months to figure out how to categorize his wardrobe.
He was like, well,
Because he was like, technically, everything should be in order of color. But then I would have a T-shirt next to a dress shirt, and that can't happen.
yeah.
Yeah,
So then he alphabetized the colors.
Then he alphabetized the colors, and then
And then
did like
designers.
a matrix of sorts to figure out mathematically how everything would work.
his closet like for like days, just kind of.
Yeah, he did.
he wouldn't touch his face that much.
He doesn't have a beard.
He doesn't want the oils getting all up.
He
in
grows
there.
a beard sometimes.
He does. He has a good beard
damn
too.
good.
Yeah.
And then
And
he's
it,
like,
like,
okay.
it happens overnight. It
Yeah.
happens like this.
Done.
Yeah.
And it's just you're like,
It's
wow.
good.
And
Yeah.
it's perfectly coiffed.
But going back to the Vegas thing though, I'll never forget this. He turned on his speaker system that he brought with him, and it had
The sleep sounds?
like white noise.
Yeah.
And like he just turns it on. He's like, I can't sleep with that. Are you gonna be okay with this? And I thought he was fucking with me. I started cracking up, and I was just like, of course, Fred, of course, like classic Fred. I started sleeping. I was like, okay, when's he gonna turn it off?
No. All night.
Nope, he's fucking serious, and it blew my mind, and I'll never forget because
You had the best night's sleep of your life.
I'm
that
not.
day.
No, I was fine. Like I can sleep and I'm okay. But then I woke up the next morning to him freaking the fuck out and panicking, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Tim." I was like, "What?" I like thought the place was on fire. This was when the Harlem Shake happened.
Yeah, I remember the Harlem Shake.
YouTube sensation.
Yes. We took
So
part
at
in that.
IGN, Alexis, this was one of the like her first couple weeks working at IGN. She made everybody do the Harlem Shake at IGN, put it online as IGN Originals, whatever. And Fran was like convinced that I had something to do with this, and the video went up without him knowing that I had to do it with. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Fran, I have been sleeping here next to you. He's like, I know you had something to do with this, Tim.
Wow.
There's a viral YouTube thing on IGN, and how? I'm like, dude, no. And he was like, he didn't know whether or not to be upset because he knew that I was there the whole night. It just was great. 'Cause
So
Fran's
at what
crazy.
point did you roll over and text Alexis in the night and say, "Do this"?
All he
Probably
texted.
in my sleep.
All he texted was execute.
Execute order 66.
Engage.
Then after that, me and Fran went out to get Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nice.
And it was awesome because that's what you do in Vegas.
He likes some
He
spicy
does
wings too.
Yeah, he got
He'll-
blazing.
He'll get the wings that if
Dude.
he's eating them across the table from you, your eyes will be
No,
watering.
my eyes were like watering up. He got the like when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or like Wingstop or any of this
Yeah.
stuff. There's always the crazy option that's the challenge and all this shit.
Yeah.
Fran just fucking likes that. He got it and like he wasn't even trying to be cool. Like he's not even one of those guys that's like he likes this shit. He's like, hey, can I get a order of blazing? And the guy's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, actually, can you put a little extra of the spice on it, just a little extra of the blazing spice. And the guy's like, this is really hot. He's like, yeah, hey, do you have the blazing sauce too? Can I get it for this? I'm like, God damn it, Fran. Like, this is crazy. And the guy brought it out, and then I remember him putting it down and just walking away and kind of looking, like side glance at him, like, is he serious? And Fran, without even breaking a sweat, just eating it.
Yeah.
Keeping this conversation with me, not even mentioning it.
Fran loves that hot.
Fran's one of the greats.
Yeah.
Fran is one of the greats.
He really is.
Great soul time.
In a lot of
He's
ways.
a goat.
Fran's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.